What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Simulation Fuller Nation. I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to a follow-up to a video that's been very successful on the channel, and I put a poll out there just last week asking if you'd like to see this, and it was a unanimous yes. So we're going into it with the top 5 British maps for Farming Simulator 19, and with a couple of honorable mentions as well. Only one real rule for this: it has to be a brand new map for FS19, so we're not going to see any converts over, which rules out the likes of Thornton Farm and Sandy Bay and Lone Oak as well. So it's got to be unique, it's got to be new for FS19 there. It can be on all platforms or just PC and Mac there. That's not going to stop me from going into it, but majority of these ones are going to be on all platforms there as well. So without any further ado, let's get stuck on into it. We have got some fantastic maps to look through on this video. I will put time codes down below for them all, so you can kind of, if you want to choose specific ones, you can jump through to those. We will be running in order, starting at 5 all the way through. But first of all, let's rack up these honorable mentions and let's roll. And we're going to start with the honorable mentions. And the first honorable mention of one of the best maps for FS19 is Dalton Valley Farm by Lex R. Now, this is one of the few that are PC and Mac only, but this map has an awful lot of potential. Starting with this little view, it's a lovely little view of the yard there with a little bit of a pond here as well. Very, very nice. But this is a fictional map based off areas of the UK around where map creator Lex R lives. But it's what this map can do, which is particularly good. It has a lot of interaction with global company, which is fantastic. It does spawn various different animals, including cows, pigs, sheep, horses, chickens, wandering around the main yard, and even goats. So there's a lot of, straight off the back of that, a lot of involvement with different animals, which is great. And there's a little bit of a nice feature to it as well. You do have extra crops. There's rye, triticale, amongst many others, spelt and lucerne in there as well. And you can even... But if you go on into the sale menu here, and you have a look at what you currently own, and it's like a 3, yes, you got all the machinery there as well, which is always nice to see. But there's a few different plots here. And you can sell off the farmhouse if you don't want that. And if you just want to use a mod, you can sell that off there, make a little bit of extra money. But you can also sell off, there's a lot of clutter around this main yard here, which kind of frees up a lot of space. So you can almost, like if you're role playing, for example, you can make it appear that you're getting in the scrapman, and they'll come and take everything away. So now, as you see, we've lost all the clutter in the corner here as well as there. So it's all kind of tidied up nice and easily. From a map perspective there, so a lot of really nice, unique little shaped fields there, which makes it pretty cool. When you come and look at the lands as well, it's all individually mapped out, so you can buy individual fields, which is always what you want to see. That's pretty huge, and not too expensive either. So a lot to really like about this map here. I do think this is a great one. Lovely honorable mention. I thought this was a great little map when it came around. Just unfortunately couldn't get it into any kind of a role play series at the time. But yeah, this is Dalton Valley Farm, PC and Mac only, and this is honorable mention number 1. Next up on the honorable mention list for FS19's top maps is West Newton Farm. Now, this is a map that has brought me very close with one of the the creator behind it here in NM Modern. There, we worked closely on what this helped him to do a lot of the initial testing on this map, and really got a lot of time to invest in here and to see it grow and develop into something incredible there. And it's a really, really nice map. This is actually the family farm for NM Modern, up in Ayrshire, Scotland. And behind us here is the real life dairy farm, which does exist in looking very, very similar to how you see it here in game. And it's a very brilliant map. It really, really is. It has true to life buildings across the map there. The layout of the road network as well is true to life, with the exception of the little town down in the south there, where we just need to have that in for gameplay purposes, really. But it's a fantastic map there. Again, it is really expanding and using up all of the map area. We saw had a phenomenal time on this map here on the first Deadly server that I held for my members only. And yeah, we spent a lot of hours on here. We really did grow into something pretty special, and it was nice to have that opportunity to do. So we spent a lot of time, really enjoyed it here. Phenomenal map. He worked very hard to get this one up and ready for all platforms, which is great to see for a first time map creator as well, to really get this across all of the onto consoles there as well. But it is a really good map. It is fully seasons compatible as well. You have all the necessary sell points you need, and you can use these when you're farming on any of the 4 inbuilt farms. It has a custom lighting on here as well, So which means that the clouds when they are in the sky are slightly thicker, with a little bit bluer sky there as well, which looks pretty cool. All models are made, like I say, that to depict the actual real life farm, and it's also a fantastic, just a really nice variation to a British map. Very cool to see. Nice to have some more Scottish based maps in there. I feel like this didn't get as much love in real life as it perhaps could do. It does have a 4.1 rating on the mod hub at the moment though, which is always good to see. Yeah, I think it's just really nice. I know that NM Modern was working on other maps as well there, but I just don't think, I think the end of FS19 is going to come before they are around, but it deserves to have an honorable mention. It was a phenomenal map. It is up against some very stiff competition for the top 5 maps, but it was in with a really good shout there. Spent a lot of hours on here, really love this map, and I think it's a sign of great things to come for NM Modern. So let's move on to the last honorable mention. Last up is Welcome to Charwel by Lancy Boy. Now this particular map though, this is in honorable mentions for a couple of reasons. One, I think Lancy Boy's done a great job with the map there, a good friend of the channel as well, and I think it's a really nice map to work on. But this one, this is the farming agency version. Now the reason this is in here in particular is because the effort and the additions added by the farming agency into this map are incredible. This was the first real map that the farming agency released. Alien Paul and his team have done a fantastic job of adding in so many features into this map here. This was real, like a demonstration of everything they could do for any particular Farming Simulator 19 map. But this one was the real, like the advert for it. And their additions include many things, including a lot of different crop types, so alfalfa, clover, horsegrass, fieldgrass, meadow grass, miscanthus, triticale, rye as well. Spelt onions and carrots. There was a grass silage, maize silage, as well as clover silage and alfalfa. You could make horse hay and horse silage. There was a fruit destruction, or essentially crop destruction was in here, which had a really unique approach to how it would handle stubble, and it would destruct the stubble as well, which just looks incredible, especially when you're in rye. It looks so good when you're harvesting rye. It really does. Changed the animal husbandries on here as well, so it made horse, cattle, and chicken, and also sheep that a bit more realistic. Adding things such as having to need to add straw into your sheep, for example. Thought that was really good. It implemented something called CCM as well for your pig feed, so you could actually harvest corn and then also put it through a mill there to make pig food as well, which was pretty darn cool. It added in and implemented the new seasons mod by Wobster there as well. Seasons ready, of course. Straw harvest was integrated into this as well, so that would all work. The land structure was fantastic as well, so it kind of gave you individual chunks that you could actually look to add on there, and again bringing it down to individual fields. I used this map quite a lot for the Young Farmer series. I really loved coming across this, and it just added so much. When I did the first reveal stream of what that would look like, and with Alien Paul there, of what the farming agency work looks like, I was blown away by it. I really was. The lighting on here just looks fantastic. Yes, I'm using shaders, but it still looks incredible, especially when you get to like that late stage in the evening there as well. It just looks very good. Because of all the scripts involved, this was PC and Mac only at the time, but it's still a remarkable selection of features that the farming agency have been able to add on. And like I say, this was the prototype. They've expanded that out into so many more maps, many of which we're gonna have a look through today in this video. But yeah, absolutely sensational. Really is good. That's why this Welcome to Charwel by the farming agency is in our honorable mention list. Alright folks, this is map number 5 of the top 5, and you'll notice this is a little bit of a bending of the rules, but I have to get it in. It's a map that everyone knows that I love, and everyone's been watching on my channel for quite some time, but I think the positioning will be a bit of a surprise, and I'll let you into the reason why. This is Meadow Grove by Nathan6930, and I mentioned at the start the one rule was that it had to be a bespoke map to FS19, and that is technically true. So technically this map wouldn't be able to exist. However, this version of the map looks entirely different really in terms of the layout of the yards, and to be honest this has been such a mainstay to my own channel. Dairyman's Diary with Frank was originated in FS17 on Meadow Grove, on a yard that looked very different, and then we brought it through to FS19 there as well. Now there is even an extended version which is actually going to take up pretty much the whole of the grey area that you see on the map here. It's just nowhere near, not quite ready at least. Should be coming soon. But Meadow Grove just holds a special place in many people's hearts, and it's easy to see why. It is a beautiful map here. Nathan always does a great job of making the yards look very realistic. They've changed quite a bit though during the course of 19. A lot of little tweaks and changes here and there. This shed is now all completely different, but yeah, it is. Over here is some new sheds as well, but he makes a really good looking map, a really good looking yard as well. Nice British silos, British sheds and designs, which always look good. And it is a fantastic looking map that is well kitted out. You'll look across at the map, the field sizes as well, and they're all different shapes and sizes, nice and small, so it does require a lot of smaller equipment there. Some of those will get a little bit bigger as the map expands, of course, there, but it's still absolutely stunning. I do really like this map. I even built a new second yard down in the Placeville area down in the south there, and really just expanded the whole storyline, the series that we were going on this map. It was always a joy to bring it, and the second that we got into 19, I was looking and I was messaging Nathan on the regular to see how it was going, because I was desperate to bring a Dairyman's Diary back across to FS19. Just look at those lovely big sheds. Like I say, this is a whole, really almost a whole new yard layout. The original yard did look quite different to this one. It's almost difficult to remember exactly how it looked because it was so the layout was completely different, but it worked, and I think it worked for 19. And a lot of people really liked the series that we had going here. I'm delighted that that was the case there, and it was something that was very easy to get into and continue to bring new series along as well for the ride. So Meadow Grove holds a special place in my heart. If it ever comes to FS22, it will be a delight to see, I'm sure. But looking forward to seeing what the extended version looks like. Hopefully it's not too far away around the corner there, and hopefully we can get it on to some live streams to have some fun with before the end of FS19. But Meadow Grove is just fantastic there. Like I said, we jump on in. It is seasons compatible as well. It's available across all platforms, which is always great to see. That's what you want with these maps. And as you come in, again, little clusters of fields, individual fields as well, bit of everything really. Plenty of different farms. You got the main cattle farm that we're at here. There's a sheep farm down here as well. We have a stables for the gameplay feature of the horses as well, which is there. You have pigs, and then you have another storage yard down there as well. So plenty of different options really. But yeah, just Nathan has a very good ability just to make some nice looking lanes and hillsides and landscape. I think it just works very well, and that's certainly something that I've really enjoyed about this map. In this particular version, there's been a lot of things changed as well. So we have the 6 yards as mentioned there. There are 5 different sell points. There's a BGA, there's a grain and wood chip store, which is not too far away actually from where we are now, which is kind of just over there. There's a new pig farm layout. Obviously the new main yard's been extended as well, which is always pretty cool there. And it does allow for various different feed types as well on this map, so you can actually now start to feed your wheat and barley in a mill to your cattle as well, which is pretty cool. A nice little feature there as well. So Nathan works hard to adapt it and to change it up there, and I think it's really showing through. It's a great map. Let me know what you think of that. Let me know what you think in the comments of Meadow Grove there. Let me know where you'd put it in the top 5. I appreciate a lot of you might have put a little bit higher there, but like I say, I was sneaking this one in because of my my love for it and the fact that, you know, it's gone a long way with the channel so far, and I don't think I could have made this top 5 without having Meadow Grove in there at all. But yeah, really nice looking map, nice design here. Really looking forward to seeing if the extension arrives before the end of FS22. I know it's in testing, and hopefully we'll see it before the end of FS19, and we'll even get some live streams on the channel with it, so watch out for that one. And let's move on to number 4. Now, it could be said for map number 4 that this view alone as a starting point is a good enough reason to have it in there. This is the Northern Coast by Green Vale, but this version is the Farming Agency's version. As I mentioned there, I'm a huge fan and supporter of everything the Farming Agency are doing and bringing into a game here, and the Northern Coast is made incredible by their additions. Not, should I say though, that it wasn't in the first place. Green Vale, this is his second map for FS19. And he's done a heck of a job. First of all, we're just going to have a bit of a glide through as we head back to our main yard. Look at the views across this map. It is insane. As we look at the map size here, it's a phenomenally well set out map there. There's some fantastic rolling hills, really good sized fields, odd sized fields as well. Good balance between arable and grassland from a setup. And it's a brilliant map there. You've got 2 yards to work out of. You've got a nice selling station at BGA and all of the essentials that you need here in the map, all in nice little clusters. So down the south of the map there, you see you do have the all of your essentials there, like your store, the shop there. You've got your various different sell points as well as your things like your gas station. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful map. I absolutely adore this map. We're going to head on over to the farm there. Greenbell made a lot of the clusters of these sheds available to download separately on the mod hub there as well, which is also pretty cool. So you can put those into placeable areas on different maps as well and make that pretty cool. No issues with the farming agency additions here. You've got all the crop types in there. The additional feeding system is included as well as the things like the crop destruction and everything you would need there. So really just add those different layers and realms of realism. But perhaps for me, the feature that really caught my eye on this was the technique Greenbell used with the rolling roads, and whereby you take the road and you model it in Blender and then bring that back through into Giants Editor. So to me personally, Greenbell was probably the first person to really bring that in, along with Oxygen David, to Farm Sim 19 there, where it allowed you to have like a continually smooth road. No more of these angular hills and ascents and descents. Just a very nice smooth road. As we walk down through this concrete yard here, you can see what I mean, where you have just a nice smooth bit of concrete going all the way down. You open it now? There you go. A nice bit of smooth concrete going all the way down through to the main road there, and all that will continue across the map there. But a really, really nice looking yard. Huge big cattle shed to work with as well. Again, brand new models for this map. We've got a nice big storage shed in here, which kind of, to me, goes around the corner really a bit. You don't see it. There you go. You got the silo pit in the corner. Then boom, 2 more pits there as well, or at least 2 more tippable areas with collisions. And then yeah, just a really nice cattle shed in here. But yeah, I had a couple of live streams on this. Really like the way this was going there. Really love just kicking back and playing on it. It's a beautiful, beautiful map there with just stunning views at every single corner. I think this is absolutely incredible. Greenbell does a great job of promoting some of his own work here with some fantastic looking trailers. And it does look really, the hype was really real for this one, especially after the Greenwich Valley map that really rocked the community. So this was a really nice transition, a nice step up. You can see a lot of learning curves on here as well, which is really good to see. This map is PC and Mac only because it's the farming agency version there. The original version, I do believe, was for all on consoles as well. This features all custom farms and sell points, like I mentioned. It has multi-angle terrain on there, as well as supporting seasons, of course, and the manure add-on, which is always nice to have on there, so you can connect all your hoses up. Yeah, just a very, very nice, stunning map. I've spent a lot of time on this one, like I say. We'll happily spend some more time on it. May well go back and revisit this as we wind down the clock through to FS22. Like I say, really stunning map. For a second map as well, for a second creation, this is just incredible. It does, of course, require, if you want to get the full benefits and features, you need to be able to download from the mod hub all of the farming agency additions. But that shouldn't stop you from enjoying what is an incredible map there. Let me know what you think of the latest and the last edition from Greenbell, which is Northern Coast, and this is the farming agency edition, coming in at number 4. So this is arguably the main yard for the map that is coming in at number 3 on our countdown. But it's not the yard that we're most interested about. No. We're going to skip on over to that one right now. This, folks, is what it's all about. Welcome to Six Ashes here. This is a fantastic map by GB Mod, and this one is available across all platforms. And I love what he did with this map. So this is where you start. This is the land that you own. As you can see on the map here, you own field 51, this big brute behind us here. But look at this. There's so much that we can do. This is just like a huge blank canvas. Now, when I saw this, along with many other content creators, my eyes lit up. If you're currently watching a series called Saving Grandad's Farm, you'll recognize this, but it's changed an awful lot there. Go back, there's like 57 episodes to catch up on of what's happening there and how we've changed it and transformed it. But it all started from this. And what I loved was the idea of this abandoned, kind of worn down, dilapidated old farm here with so much potential. And you can just see, again, this is another feature that Dalton Valley had on us here as well. A shed full of clutter. You can't really get to all the equipment in here, nor see what it looks like. However, if you come into the sell unit, you come back through this decoration, and you can just say, you know what, let's sell all of that. Off it goes. And look at that. You're now into your shed. You got everything you need here to start with. You got your fence, and you got your combine and your truck there as well. And now you can really get to work with it. This map gives you so much of an option. I've built a lovely little farmyard here, including this little orchard field, as I've named it and termed it, and just gives you so much to work with. The map itself is, once again, there's a version which is Farming Agency ready. If you want to get it, you can download it from the Farming Agency website. It's seasons compatible. It has a unique, nice little feature whereby there is a fishery here as well. So you can purchase this bit of land here, and there's 2 fishing stations, and you get a little bit of income on the daily basis from that. Lots of nice little different sizes of fields there, again, which you can buy in kind of little clusters. And there's a big actual dairy farm on top of the hill that you can take over there. Now that land is expensive, you get an awful lot of it there, but once you're in there and once you settle up, the money's going to start to flow through. But yeah, it's all for me about this little cluster right here and what you can do with this ground. For example, we have an actual orchard in here. We have greenhouses. I've fenced off this whole area here, split this field into 4 big fields. I then added a whole lot of new buildings here, there, and completely transformed this into a nice little farmyard, and it works, and it's a really nice little area to do it in. Love going back to this map and just being able to kind of hang out and farm the fields there. It does work very, very well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if what GB Modern can do moving forward there, because we know he now has the ability there, and this is going to be fantastic to see it grow. It has custom lighting for the farm as well, assuming that you're not using seasons. Custom grass textures. You can see we've got these nice little blue flowers in here which look pretty cool. Field and transport missions across the 78 fields, and also 9 different sell points, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it also comes completely compatible with precision farming by Giants as well there. So again, lots of cool little features here. Fantastic looking map. Do let me know how you get on with 6 Astrals there, if you're still farming it or if you've moved on, and what you thought of it whilst you were. But this is number 3. There's 2 more big guns to go at, so let's hit them. All right, so coming in number 2, we're going back to see Greenvale again, and this is his first entry, his revelation, his announcement to the world. The FS19 was his jam here. This is Greenwich Valley now. Greenwich Valley arrived when we had the mod contest way back when, in the first year of FS19. And it was a really bit of a surprise. For me personally, it came out of nowhere and I was blown away, mainly as we open up the map, the sheer size of the thing. It is huge. What this map allowed you to do, and what to me, it was the first British map that really did this. It gave you multiple different locations in which to start from. It gave you a boatload of contracts across 125 fields that you could work in, and then you could really build up. We started the debt-free farm from here, actually in a nice little storage shed, which was right here actually, is where we started it. And then we kind of built out and built out and built out and made it into something a lot bigger, which allows us to move on and on to West Newton, which is fantastic to see. So we really did kind of push it and push it and push it, and it gave you that ability. It gave you that the foundations in which to do it. It's a huge map there, like I say, 125 different fields, 7 different buyable yards across the map, 7 sell points as well, built-in cows, pigs, sheep, and horses as well. And it was just fantastic to see. Lots of nice little features as I'm going to jump around. I'm going to go up to one of the main farmyards that you would start at here. And this is an arable farmyard, really, just a couple of buildings and a silo there to work in as well. But that's all you kind of needed to start with. We're not using seasons, but again, the lighting was fantastic. It is seasons compatible though as well there, so you don't miss out. Just a stunning map to be on. I can't think of how many hours I put into here. It was an absolute delight to be here. The road layout was fantastic. Again, Greenvale did a great job with the roads, but also crucially, I really liked the road design and the textures. So you had things like little patches in the road that looked like they'd been repaired. You had a really strong British style road markings and layout. So for example, as we come down to this filter here, you got to see what that, you got to see the actual markings that would make sense. You got a filter lane in the middle, you could hang there and wait to get out. Yeah, just a beautiful design and layout there. Really nice smooth roads moving all the way through there. The vista as you looked into the distance was great. You had that nice little blurred horizon which looked good, so you never got bored as you looking around the map there, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. Lots to really like about this. Again, it was just the fact that this really set the standard for what you can actually achieve with a map there. What's possible if you put your mind to it and really extend all options. We had multiple different villages. We had Valley Green in the kind of the middle, and then if you come up to the top there, we had Whitney at the top and Straight at the other end there as well. So when you were driving around, you were driving through different villages, which looked pretty cool. Particularly like coming through the as we look at the Valley Green here, the town of Valley Green was really nice to see. Just a beautiful, nice little layout. I can't think of how many times I rumbled through here, but yeah, just a really nice little quaint English town scene. So Really made it a very, very immersive map to be on there, and I know a lot of people have loved it. A lot of people put a lot of time into their save games. Virtual Farmer, for one, I know spent a lot of time on here, as did I, in different areas. And it gave you so many opportunities and options. If you were creatively minded, you could do anything you wanted here. And an example of that will be, we're going to go and have a look at what the farm looked like that I took over and slowly transformed into my own. So we took on all of these fields here. We had this beautiful, nice little winding track through here, which was really nice. Kept everything secluded. You came over a ford and in you came. I did things like put a bridge in over there, slowly built up the land that we owned, put gates in, and built this up to have a completely new shed here. We had a sheep yard here, a sheep pasture as well. And then we even extended out and around the back there to get another shed in there as well. So lots of different options there, but it was all very, very achievable, all by just grinding, by working the contracts down, of which, like I said, there were many. We even got 3 there to go right away. So lots of great options. Really, really love this. Can't rate this highly enough there. Let me know what you thought about it, because yeah, it seems like it came out such a long time ago. Whenever the in 2019 was the last update there, according to the mod hub there. That was when we got onto all platforms, which was a phenomenal effort given how many tweaks and changes Greenbale must have had to make to this, to remove things like the licensing features as well, but just to make sure it got through. But it did, and my word, is it worth it. So this is number 2, a stellar worthy candidate for number 1, but it's been pipped by, unsurprisingly, an absolute behemoth. Okay, and folks, so perhaps number 1 is no surprise at all. Chellington Valley by Oxygen David makes the top of the pile here, and I think it's with good reason. The map is huge. Let's just start there. Similarly to Greenbale with Greenwich that we just looked into, it is using every square inch of the standard size map, and he's done such a good job with this. We knew that he was working on designing something with kind of strong flavors of previous maps there, but it was going to be bespoke to FS19, and it sure hasn't disappointed. Chellington Valley, or Chellington Farm, was obviously a map from 15 and 17, but it's just sensational here. What he's done though, what Oxygen David has done so well, is bring in multiple different locations in which to start your series or your let's play, or even just your game save, because you now have 10 different farms in which you can start from, littered across the map in different locations, which all have different features to them. Some of them will just be arable, some will be pigs, some will be sheep, some will be mixed, some will just be small little stack yards. For example, Lockdown Farm is down by 101 and 117 is a perfect example of a yard that's just a storage yard really, but you can build up so much around it. You have forestry in here, you have so many built-in scripts and sequences into the game here, such as brand new traffic features like an Arctic truck that drives along the highway. You have got canal boats that motor along through, 2 different trains that go along the tracks, including a steam engine, multiple different features from the air as well, and it's just incredible. The detail is just brilliant. This yard, Chellington Valley itself, or Chellington Farm, gives you a huge area in which to start, plenty of different opportunities there to get after it and to really get some a really good sized farm built up there, to be honest. But if you want something a bit smaller, then you absolutely have that as well. You can go and pick any of the main yards here as we have a look into it. I use the Dairyman's Diary that we touched on in Meadow Grove, transferred over to here, and we set up an Autumnwood farm and also used Old Oak Farm there as well. So if we have a look at this farm, I really do like Autumnwood. It's small, it gives you everything you need to start with though, and we even did a little bit of a transition with some of these fields here, and we're able to kind of make it into something a bit different there, but I think it really worked. These are calves, something new to FS19 when this came around with Chellington, which I absolutely love. The addition of being able to raise calves and then sell them is always good to see. And yeah, I just think it absolutely worked across many different levels. It is, of course, fully compatible with the farming agency as well. So you get everything that we've already discussed. This version is available on all platforms as well. So Chellington going to console was huge. It allowed so many new players to have such a good time on it. The custom traffic on there, as we've mentioned there, and also the allowance for them to take a completely new approach around junctions as well was pretty cool. The 10 different farms, as we mentioned there as well, is always pretty cool. New little features though, like the rain admirer script. Now that was something special. So if it ever rains and you're up at Old Oak Farm here, you can just swing around the corner and you can watch this river rise in front of your eyes, and it is quite something to do. This will flood all this area where I am right here, even that old battle pillbox there will be flooded out, and that just rains and rains and rains, and the river level comes pretty much up to the farm actually. So it's pretty cool to see nice little touches like that. It also floods down at the other river level as well, and it blocks off that pathway by 73 and 74. So pretty neat to see there. Oxy in this map has used the brilliant textures, or the blender approach for making roads. So it's all one continuous road piece, which I always think is really good. These roads just look beautiful. I'm a bit of a keen cyclist, so I'd love to have a smash along these roads in Chellington one day. That'd be pretty cool. He's brought in new lighting as well. So as again, you can see we're not using seasons, but the lighting is just sublime. It really is something else, and like I said, it really adds a lot to it. A lot of contracts available as well, so you can continue to make a bit of money and bring some money on into the farm. The village has, as we come down to, let me just get there. We want to come over here. There's speed cameras here as well, so that you'll get caught if you're driving too fast along the main roads. That's a animated spline. There's a circus that appears during the summer months, and a nice little tractor ride along here as well. Again, another great animated spline to have on it, and things like that just really add to the whole immersion of the map there. We're currently running a Deddy server on here as well, which has now, at time recording, a little under 1,700 hours so far, and it's been fantastic to work on here. Everyone involved has a phenomenal time, thoroughly enjoys it as they are working through here as well. And I think it's easy to see why. It's just a stunning map, and ultimately when you've got this many fields, you never get bored. You're always working through them. You always got something to do there, and we're really getting stuck on into it. With this map is a real example of what modders can do, and when you push those boundaries, what that can look like and how you can achieve that. And I think that Auction David continues to raise the bar. It's difficult to leave out a lot of his other maps, but like I said there, I really wanted to make sure it was this kind of 4 FS19 maps. Marwell Manor was another great map, one of the first modded maps to arrive actually. A really stunning looking map. Shamrock Valley was a map that, whilst it was in FS17 there, it came out very late towards the end of FS17, so I don't really think it got a fair shout. But that was a great map. We had a lot of fun on there with the Grass and Grain series as well. But yeah, Oxy continues to really extend. I was privileged enough to be able to be one of the testers on this map as well, so I had a lot of time doing some testing for him, and can really see how he continues to develop and build his maps from scratch really, which is absolutely fantastic. So perhaps unsurprisingly, this is my number one map for FS19 from a British farm's perspective. Let me know down below in the comments what you would have done, how you would rank them, and if it would be any that we have not included into here. Would be intrigued to know, and let me know as well what else you'd like me to rank really. I do think I might go through and do a US style map version as well. European maps, I only have a few that I'm really fond of, but I might review those once again. But let me know in the comments what you think. For now though, I've been Simulation for the Nation. I hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't yet to do so, don't forget to hit that subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one.